sleep researcher. At the moment I am at the Centre for Sleep Research at the University of South Australia, doing my PhD in fatigue modelling. I use mathematics and computer software to actually predict fatigue and alertness in the workplace, so that we can tell if somebody's about to fall asleep on the job and is possibly unfit or unsafe for work. There are a lot of sleep laboratories around Australia, but there's not many that specialise in industry-based fatigue studies. That's where my model's a little bit different. It's based on the thousands of days of data collected from the field environment. We collect data from Qantas, aviation, rail guys, train drivers. We actually get the volunteers to do a sleep and work diary, we call it, and they have to tell us how well they thought they slept at night.
Had a good rest, thank you.
And how tired they were before and at the end of the work period. But we also get them to wear a watch that actually monitors their movement during the day, and when we stick it in our computers, the software can actually tell what's a sleep time and what's awake time from the output that the watch gives us. We're very industry and field based. We don't really like sitting in a lab too long, and because it's all very theoretical, so we like going out there and looking at what shift workers are actually going through and what they have to deal with on a daily basis, so that we can try and figure out ways to make their sleep better and their fatigue less at work. They say that you can probably get by with about 5 hours of sleep on one night and be okay the next day, but generally you need somewhere between 6 and 9 hours to be functioning on a daily basis. The more tired you are, the less efficient your work is going to be, and studies have shown that the output is less at night time compared to when it is during the day. It costs the economy millions of dollars each year because of the loss of productivity due to lack of sleep and the implications of shift work. When I was at school, I was half thinking about becoming a pilot. To be honest, I had absolutely no idea where I would end up. I was really good at, and I really enjoyed mathematics. So when I went through uni, I actually started off doing a Bachelor of Science in computer science and also mathematics. Probably the best thing I ever did was drop out of computer science before I failed, and I picked up psychology instead. I found out about this place, the Centre for Sleep Research. What we do in a laboratory study is we put electrodes on their heads, and what these electrodes do is they measure their brainwaves and also their muscle tone and their eye movements, and we feed all of that information into the computer, and the computer then spits out sine waves and brain waves, and that allows us to tell whether the person is awake or asleep, and if they're asleep, how deep a kind of sleep they're in. With the driving simulator, we get people to drive on it for about half an hour, hook them up to the electrodes, and we measure their alertness and vigilance. And that sort of gives us a rough indication of what's going on with long distance driving. We have a lot of psychology people here, we have physiology people here, we've got a mathematician, and we have a lawyer. So it doesn't really matter on the background as long as you're interested in the area and you're really willing to put in the time and the effort to get to where you are. Overseas there's a huge industry, especially in the US. The US military and Department of Defence are right on board trying to find solutions for military and combat and how to manage sleep. And also governments and regulators are really interested because of course they want to make things safe for industries. My work, it's kind of an ongoing process with the results and things, but I'm happy that I've thought of something that no one else has thought of before. That's kind of cool, I like that feeling. But I also like that it's working as well. I've been applying my model to aviation data and also some data in a mining setting. And at the moment I'm getting really promising results. I'm not saying that it's completely solved, but we're one step closer to getting a fatigue model that can accurately predict sleep and things like that. So it's really encouraging at the moment.